Hey guys, and welcome to the Empathic Communication online class. I'm actually really excited about this class. I feel like it is something that I've been diving deeper with in the last couple months, and I've had such kind of mind-blowing epiphanies and experiences, and I cannot wait to share them and see what comes through for you guys, especially for those of you in the mentoring group. I'm really, really excited about this. And I wanted to just, in this audio, really quick talk about what the flow of the class is going to be like, so what you can expect, because I'm going to try to be a little bit more organized than I've been in the past, because most of you who've taken my classes know I kind of go with the flow, and as things come up for you guys, I might change a little bit of the content. But so the mentoring group on Facebook, the private mentoring group, that's where we will kind of do any supplemental kind of stuff, practice the exercises with each other, share how it's going, share our epiphanies, because I have a feeling this is going to bring up a lot of stuff for all of you, and you're going to have mind-blowing experiences as well and crazy epiphanies, and I think it'll be really encouraging to share and hear how everyone else is going, so we know, A, that we're not alone, but also the more that we can connect with others, and I'm going to be talking about this a lot in this class as in terms of restructuring our reality. We create we create a new consensus reality, and I feel like that's what we're doing right now. It's a huge part of what the world's doing overall, is that a lot of what we thought was true and how we saw the world in terms of this sort of mechanical thing that we had no influence over, we're understanding that's not true at all, that we in fact not only influence the world, but that we're actually creating it on some level. We're co-creating it together with our thoughts and emotions. And so in this class, we're going to go deep into that, rather than what a lot of spirituality has taught for so long. I mean, actually, most spirituality teaches to go within, but I think the way that religion and the imagery that we've received has presented the information to us, we tend to think of God or source as separate than us, that we're human and we're separate and we're lower than, and we're kind of an anomaly often, and that we have to go, seek out or see something higher than us or above us or outside of us to fix us. So in this class, we're going to be actually going really deep within first, within the whole body. So going as deep as we can all the way to source itself, but inside of us. And then moving our way up from source, up through the programs that we have in our body. So we'll, go through the consensus reality, which is the first layer that we all go through when we enter this world. There's the consensus reality that we knew we were going to enter into. And then beyond that, our emotional reality. And those are imprints that we've had. Most of them we made when we were children and even toddlers or babies, because we had certain emotions and we put our own meaning to those things. And by the meaning that we've given things, we created sort of our own reality and the filters in which we see the world. So we're going to be moving through those and trying to kind of challenge them and bust them open a little bit. Some may be working for us. A lot of them, I think, just don't anymore because they don't fit into the new energy that's coming in. Even really having a consistent idea of who you are, I think at this point it can hinder our spiritual growth. It can hinder our evolution, because really when you understand that nothing exists but the now, and that there is no separate reality, the now in this breath is really the absolute most important thing. There really is nothing else that exists. And so it's important as we go through that level of reality that we sort of release our attachment to the past and who we think we are and what we think we are and our stories. Not saying we can't value them or appreciate where we've come up to this point, but I think the more we identify with our past and our story and our just anything about that we feel like has to define us in the now, yes, it can, some of it can empower us, but much of it can limit us. And so again, it's not to say not to value the past or value our history, but I think it's to go beyond that in this moment and know that in this moment, yes, all of the past is a part of me, but so is an infinite future and also an infinite past, because as we'll see, excuse me, as we go through these layers of our programming, we'll see that a lot of healing the most powerful healing, I should say, that takes place is we can actually change our past as well, going through meditation back in the past and giving us things that we didn't have. So not only can we keep the lessons we learned from when we were in contrast, but we can then go back and bring a different perspective for us, so that we're literally healing all timelines, all realities, all alternate realities, and most importantly, forgiving everyone in all timelines and all realities, especially ourselves. And this includes past lives, present lives, because once again, when you're working with the now energy, everything is now. There is no past. There is no future. There's only now. And everything is happening all at once. And in this class, I'm going to be using a lot of different quantum physics theories to help us understand that reality, because I think sometimes it can feel like it's a little mind stretching, but at the same time, when we understand what physics says about it, it helps us a little bit to have that, it kind of puts our mind at rest, like, oh, okay, this actually makes sense on some level, so we can then, our spirit can kind of bust out even more. So again, we'll be going through those programming and then working our way back out through the reality, busting those programs even around our eyes in the way that we see the physical reality, and then moving to the physical world and how we see the physical world, and understanding that not only is the physical world a projection of all of our thoughts and programs and beliefs and emotions, but that it actually isn't real. And in terms of, it's real in the sense that we're here and we're playing in it, but it really is just our teacher. And I think when we come to that point, it's so crucial to understand, for empaths especially, and this is where the empathic communication comes in, when we face the world like it's our enemy, and we've talked about this in the other classes, like it's our enemy, or that it's against us, or that it's scary, or that we have to protect ourselves against it, and it becomes, the physical reality around us becomes the biggest, most powerful thing. It makes us small, it shrinks us down, and it impedes our growth, and I really believe disempowers us in many ways, especially with our higher sensitivities that we're actually meant to grow and expand with. So once we've moved through all the layers of our emotional, energetic bodies from source itself and through all that, and kind of popped those realities, or at least become aware of what's going on there, we can begin to see the physical world as our teacher. And just even using new words, calling it our teacher, calling it our friend, knowing that it actually can't, it's capable of hurting us, but that we don't have to view it in that way, and that we do in fact get to choose what we want to focus on and how we want to see things, and the perspective and meaning we want to give to whatever's going on around us. And it also becomes so crucial at this point that we love and receive and embrace and make love to the physical dimension, and allow forgiveness, allow acceptance, allow non-judgments. And obviously these are all things that are much easier said than done, but as I've been practicing, again, opening up more and not feeling like the world is against me and not judging, it's amazing how much has come up, how much I realize I have judged the world, I have judged people, I have felt like I'm unsafe, how I've felt like I've had to hide. So all these things have come up for me. New layers of it, though, because I've done a lot of emotional healing, but as I've been working more as trying to understand these concepts as a conscious creator, and just really trying to disengage from the idea that this reality is the all-powerful, and instead seeing the all-powerful as the source within me, moving out. So it all becomes about allowing that source to come out, and again, allowing the kingdom of God, so to speak, to come out into the physical world. Like, we have to project it out. We have to become it. And then it starts becoming the new consensus reality. And as the law of attraction works, we start having cohesive dynamics with the people around us. In other words, we start building an empathic dialogue with the physical world around us that starts solidifying that kingdom, and the world has to change. So unless we bring these things out and actually communicate with each other in that energy, and when I say communicate, I don't just mean with words, although we'll use words and affirmations, because we still use those in our reality, and they're still very powerful. but more importantly, energetically, emotionally, and with our thoughts, really communicating at the deepest level. And again, this is why it's so important that our sensitivities are opened up as much as they can possibly be opened up. That's how we will communicate more effectively, rather than closing down and shielding and protecting. And that has served us for certain points in the journey, and it probably will for certain points. Sometimes it's a good fallback if we don't know what else to do. But the crucial thing is remembering that every time we do that, we're re-emphasizing the belief that the world is our enemy. And as long as we see the other as an enemy and we don't understand that they're us, we can't really have that breakthrough of true, energetic, empathic communication with the world and love. And I'm going to be going into that a lot more, in some of the segments. And so how this class is going to flow is it's broken up in 4 segments. The first part is, like I said, exploring the internal realms and going through the body. The second part is embodying how to embody the inverse, what's within us. So not only connecting with all the universe that's within us, which is going to be the first part, but the second part is how do we embody it? How do we consciously allow a clear, harmonic communication between what's going on in our inner world and how it is embodied in the external universe? The third part is exploring the outer realm, so the projection around us, like I said, and how it works, what the other is, how it reflects us, how often it looks like the opposite of us or the inverse of us, but how we can find it within, so we can always go to the source and heal the source. And then the fourth part is embracing, receiving, and making love to the external world. So the projection, the mirror reality or dream world, then becomes our greatest teacher, our lover, our friend. There's no more fear of the other. And of course, I don't expect us to have complete, perfect understanding of that, because I think this is a sort of a lifetime understanding. But I do think this is the beginning, the groundwork of allowing those sensitivities to come up and being heart-centered. And I think empaths, as I've said in the past, are at the cutting edge of this. And I think if we allow our sensitivities to come out, if we allow ourselves to love, if we allow ourselves to be vulnerable even with ourselves, if we allow ourselves to go in those dark places, I think we'll be able to do it faster. And not even faster, I don't even like that word, because time is sort of irrelevant, but we'll be able to do it more harmonically, I think. And the process will feel so much better rather than feel so painful and feel so, like, how so many empaths talk about this life is just so hard, it's so painful, it's too much, all those things. I think we will begin to see that life is actually really epic and it's exciting. And when we can remain present in the moment and just work with the energy, understanding it, transmuting it, reflecting it back to each other and communicating energetically with each other, just how really epic this journey can be. And the concepts, basically what's possible because of these theories, the implications are really mind-blowing. They're mind-blowing implications, and why not have it be us? Why not have it be us that start practicing it, start really embodying it, start really just having it be our consensus reality, even if it's with our small group of people in this class, but that we choose to have that be our consensus reality, that we use the language and embody it as much as possible and start spreading that out. I'm excited to see what will happen. And so today is October 12th. It's a Monday, and the audios will be sort of, if you get the link to the page and you don't see all the audios on it, don't worry. They'll be all, they're just being uploaded. So if they're not all on there, they'll be up by the end of the day for the first segment. So just if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any problem accessing the page or the information, let me know. I'm going to be posting this audio in the mentor group also on Facebook. So hopefully you guys will not have any problem accessing anything. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm really excited to get started with this, and I'm excited that our group is going to be smaller. Oh, also, what's different in this class versus the other ones is for our mentoring group in the Facebook group, we're going to have live Google Hangouts where we can all connect and talk with each other about how we're doing. So I'm really excited about that too. So I'll talk about that in the Facebook group. Okay, ciao.